The Middle East, in a further development on Israel's northern border with Lebanon, there's been an Israeli drone strike today on a car outside the southern Lebanese city of Tyre. That killed a member of Hamas from the nearby Palestinian camp of Rashidiyah. That's according to both Israeli and Hamas officials. A Hamas source speaking to Reuters news agency identified the member as Hadi Mustafa, but said he was not a senior figure. But Hamas's Al-Aqsa television channel said Mustafa was a leader of the group's armed wing. Well, I'm joined now from Lebanon by Hawad Taha, our correspondent in Lebanon. Hawad, can you tell us a bit more about this person who was assassinated? I mean, just how important was he? We're getting conflicting views.
Indeed, we have conflicting views over the identity is confirmed. The Hamas operative who was assassinated near the city of Tyre is Hadi Mustafa. He comes from the Rashidiyah camp, so he is a Palestinian refugee who has lived his entire life in Lebanon. He was born in Lebanon in Rashidiyah Palestinian refugee camp, which is very close to that southern city of Tyre. Regarding his position, as you mentioned, the Hamas officials in Lebanon said he was just a member of the organization, not a high-level commander. However, Israeli reports on the contrary have claimed that Mustafa had worked under the direction of Samir Findi, who was a senior Hamas official who was killed alongside Saleh al-Aruri earlier this year in January. That was an assassination which the Israelis did in Beirut's southern suburb. So we have conflicting reports from both sides on the responsibilities of Mustafa. But what we know for sure that this was a significant development. We've seen a series of assassinations over the course of the past few months by the Israelis using drones in Lebanon, targeting Hezbollah military commanders, targeting Hezbollah officials, targeting top ranking Hamas commanders in Lebanon as well. But the development today is that this was the first time an assassination happens in the city of Tyre. So for those who don't know the city of Tyre, it is a major coastal city in southern Lebanon. The city did not witness any significant events since the beginning of the skirmishes between Hezbollah and Israel on October 8th. A lot of attacks occurred in nearby towns and villages, but this was the first attack inside that major city of Tyre.
And so how significant is that? Is this a sign? Because we're seeing Israeli strikes going deeper and deeper into Lebanon. We've heard a lot about fears of an escalation. Is that what we're starting to see now?
So over the past week, if I may say, or last week, we saw that the conflict between Israel on one side and Hezbollah on the other side was slightly de-escalated, going towards the border region, kind of the scenes that we were seeing in the early months of October and November of the conflict. However, over the past 48 hours, we've seen new significant developments. We've seen Israeli airstrikes once again in the Bekaa Valley, in the major city of the Bekaa Valley in Baalbek. That's 100 kilometers away from the border. It's a Hezbollah stronghold. Israel claimed that it attacked Hezbollah infrastructure. A number of injuries and casualties yesterday in that city of Baalbek. Today, we're seeing this assassination inside the major coastal city of Tyre in southern Lebanon. So definitely over the past 48 hours, we're seeing some sort of an escalatory trend. In particular, also Hezbollah from the other side has fired a number of missiles and rockets towards the upper Galilee and also towards bases in the Golan Heights and Mount Hermon on the Israeli side of the Golan Heights, the Israeli occupied part of the Golan Heights. So we've seen some de-escalation over the past week, but then over the past 48 hours, we're seeing this escalatory trend once again.